Psychic injuries and energetic malpractice is not a video I ever thought I would have to make. However, in my years of practice, I have witnessed things that I feel now compelled to express and share. I've witnessed people trying to unalive themselves. I've had people calling me in great emotional, psychological distress, not knowing how to get out of it. I even had people calling me straight from mental health facilities, and these people, although they don't know one another, some of them are not even from the same country, but they still all share one thing in common. They all had just received energetic sessions with a practitioner, and they were all convinced something had went wrong. With this session, they all saw things going on in the background that should not have happened, and yet here they were, not knowing where to turn to and how to overcome this. I was familiar with this practitioner. I had problems of my own and had witnessed things in the background of my own, and I had actually called this practitioner to my space to share what some things, issues that I was having with, only to be met with gaslighting, triangulation, and a follow-up by a smear campaign. Birds of a feather flock together. The people who resonate with this practitioner are probably not the people I want to surround myself with, granted. But what bothered me the most is this hippie new age mentality of, well, these people, they chose to have this experience. Taking responsibility for everything that happens to us is an incredibly powerful practice, and I vouch for that. However, it shouldn't be a cop-out to not hold people accountable where criminal negligence applies. Karma will take care of it, they said. Oh, I have no doubt about that. However, making people accountable for their action and stepping up instead of just turning a blind eye could make a difference between 3 people being injured versus 30, 40 people. In this video, I seek to explain what actually went wrong in this space, what dynamics were at play, so we can all do better. I also want to give tips on what to look for when choosing to work with an energy worker. What are the signs of a healthy person versus unhealthy person? What tactics a shady person might use? What are their patterns? What language? Etc., etc. And I also want to introduce you to the Council of 7, which is a cohort of energetic support we all have access to. These are very angelic beings who oversees all the energetic exchange. And if we do find ourselves in a space where we feel there have been some wrongdoing, we can actually file a complaint with them, which if there's enough complaint, we might actually see this practitioner have their crown chakra closed and ability suspended until they figure their own things out. So this is what I have in store for you today. My name is Isabelle, and welcome back to the download. Empathy and compassion is a must in an energetic container. If we cannot feel compassion and empathy for the person who's showing up in front of us, we may actually create chaos for ourselves and the person to which we are giving a service to. We are not in empathy and compassion when we are in a space of judgment. We are not in a space of empathy and compassion when we feel triggered by the person in front of us. And this is essentially the main dynamic that made everything go wrong for this individual. The person sitting in front of them was not in a space of empathy and compassion. And not to say that this person does not experience, this practitioner does not experience empathy and compassion. It's just specifically for XY reason, she could not provide that to this specific individual. And this is a must when we look into working with an energetic practitioner. Look at a picture of them. Do they radiate compassion and love through their eyes? The eyes are the windows of the soul. If they have this cold fish look, chances are there may be something not quite right, and it may not be someone you want to work with. And for ourselves, I can be a care bear, I can be full of love and compassion, but then my ex-boyfriend wants a session with me, and I still have unresolved conflicting energies toward that person, stuff that I haven't worked through. And then the responsible thing to do here is to say no. I cannot have you in my space right now. And whether or not you want to provide this person with an explanation, whether as to why or why not you cannot work with with them at the moment, is entirely up to us. But it's still mandatory, I feel, that we should start exuding discernment within ourselves when we accept a reading for someone, to give a reading to someone or work energetically with someone. If we feel they are triggered by an energy, that's a big no. If we feel that there's no love or compassion there, that's a big no. If we feel then that they're very judgmental, it's a big no. Don't work with these people. Also look into our heart, their heart chakra, our heart chakra. Whether, let's say, somebody comes for you for a service, can you feel love and empathy, and is your heart flowing towards, and is there like a heart exchange with that person? If you feel yourself cold towards this person, we're all human here, then the responsible thing to do is to not provide a service. Conversely, if you are looking to receive a service from someone, look and feel into their heart chakra. Does it feel like it's nice and open and flowing, or does it feel like it's competing with Siberia for the coldest place on earth? These things are incredibly important. It's not just about like a quick, ooh, I want to work with this person, it looks cool what they're doing. To keep ourselves safe in these spaces, discernment goes a long way. So, what to look for in terms of people who may engage in malpractice, people who may have a series of events that happen. The thing is, these people, oftentimes, they will have like a Facebook profile, but no business page, no web page. There's no way you can actually see reviews from people. And here's the thing with reviews on Facebook, you cannot just go and monitor them and erase them. If you open a tab for people to leave reviews, that means anyone can leave a reviews, good or bad, and they're unfiltered. So somebody who has a lot of conflict or create a lot of chaos around them probably don't feel too safe about creating a space where people can leave a review. These people tend to operate from their own personal Facebook page, and they travel a lot. They travel a lot because eventually conflicts happens in the community, things start going not like, people talk in town. A lot of people start saying like, feeling that this person is not what they portray themselves to be, and therefore they start feeling exposed and maybe business go down, so they have to move to a different location. And from there they just join a Facebook group for the community, and they start offer their services again, and they just follow a trail like that. So again, I'm not saying that everyone who travels is a malpractitioner, but just to open yourself again to discernment. Ask questions. Why are you here? What happened in your last community? And look for the language. Something peculiar with this individual is they tend sometimes to use spiritual woo-woo to suit their own personal needs and agenda, or to even gaslight themselves. If someone tells you, oh yeah, the people in my last community, they could not handle my light. Granted, if you're an optimistic person and you're happy and the people around you just love being miserable, they may start grind on you, and it may start make you feel that they're grinding at your light, that they want to dim you out, because your light is makes them reflect to the fact that they are maybe gloomy, they're not unhappy like you are, and Anyways, I don't want to negate this experience. However, it's the foundations that they put behind. The thing for them is they internalize people not being able to handle my light, when the truth is people can actually not handle my darkness, and they don't have the maturity to actually do the work required to really self analyze and see, whoa, I am getting a lot of complaint here. Is there a truth to what the people around me, the commotions around me is like, especially if the truth comes over and over and over again? Or am I just gonna casually brand all of these people, oh no, it's just because they cannot handle my light, because it's convenient, and in a way to not do the inner work? And I've seen this practitioner, this is a language that she would use a lot. She would even project her own confusion onto the people. And that's another thing to watch out for, the language. Do they, when you're in conflict with the person and then they label you confused, and that was the thing. When I was bringing, yeah, but this person said that, they seen stuff too, like I've experienced it. They would say, well, you had sessions with me, therefore you are confused. You're not as enlightened and as evolved as I am because I have been doing this longer than you. Therefore, my truth is higher, more elevated, and better than yours. And that is 101 spiritual gaslighting, to allow people or let people tell us that our truth is not as valid as theirs because somehow they communicate with Archangel Michael, so therefore their truth is stronger and more powerful than yours. That is not true. Our truth matter. Let's not allow people to tell us that our experiences are not real, that their experiences are more profound than ours, that they hold the truth and we're just a confused person. This is manipulative at best and another red flag as to who not to work with. Another tactic that these practitioners use, and I find it very interesting, is spiritual triangulation. And first, let's see what triangulation is before we even get into the spiritual aspect of it. Triangulation is a tactic used by people with cluster B personality disorder, like narcissism and such. And what they do is when they get into a one-on-one argument with someone, they casually start involving other people to back up their argument, which may or may not even be founded in truth. Example, somebody comes with me and says, I heard you've been saying some stuff about me in town. And I was like, yeah, maybe I had some conversation. And I was like, well, we feel like there's a whole cohort of people. Meanwhile, there's just one person talking to me. We feel that you're wrong, like you shouldn't be doing that. Oh, who's we? Oh, just the people in town. And yet, if you're going to go ask the people in town, they would be like, no, I never really say that. No, this is not what happened. But in the moment, they're using the power of number, the power of people to make themselves look better, to make their argument more valid. And this is triangulation, is involving other people that may not even be agreeing with this argument, but for some reason the person in front of you is involving them just to look superior or have a sense of power and overpower you. Now, how does that relate to spiritual triangulation? Is you can do the same thing, but with a whole cohort of spiritual team. So I have this practitioner in front of me, which is like, I'm sorry, like I've seen some stuff going on in the background, and I feel like that should be addressed. Like this is something you may want to look into. And then they start like naming off, well, my team here, like I have beings here who are telling me that you are wrong, again, you're confused, and this is what's showing up in my space for me with all of these beings. And okay, if you're new into a spiritual space and you're like, well, this person's, I have my own guidance, I have my own team. I do. We I've connected to certain beings and I take guidance from them. But what I do not do is use that guidance to manipulate an outcome with someone in front of me. And this is exactly what this person was doing. They were involving all of these beings to make their argument make stronger when really that spiritual guidance belonged to her. It has nothing to do with me. I have no doubt she had space puppets telling her things, but because this person was also very, very triggered in my interaction with her, how could I know that this her the way into which she was reading these energies was correct? And that's another thing too. When we are triggered in a space, our abilities to discern and relay messages is out there and filtered through this trigger. Therefore, when we have someone in front of us that we're giving a reading to and we are triggered, we're not going to have the same accuracy as someone sitting in front of us who is not triggering to us. So what is really a spiritual malpractice? What I've had experience and how does it play? Like, how does these energies affect someone really? Me, what I've noticed is, well, again, so I've noticed during my meditation after like working with this person that my energy was really low, and I saw a hook into which they were plugging their energy and taking energy out of me. They can also be like fake programs, or like, let's say I'm a very traumatized person. I have all kinds of stress and anxiety and I don't deal with it. And instead of dealing with it is I shove that stuff down into somebody else's vessel. And I'm like, this is yours now. And it's not yours to carry. It's not for you to carry my stress and anxiety, but I may in the moment have the abilities to pass the buck and get rid of that stress for a moment until the person wakes up and say, wait a minute, I feel like absolute crap here. Like, what is going on? And again, love and compassion is what keeps channel cleans. So if I'm in a space of love and compassion and I receive someone in my space, stress and anxiety and things won't be able to travel. Like the bridge is not going to be there for things to go wrong with the person in front of me. But if we are in a place of judgment or we're triggered, then we're creating a bridge for our demons in program to really attack the other person and leave them in a state of disarray, of whoa, this is like of heaviness. I'm like, whoa, I feel like I want to hurt myself so bad. I don't even know why. Why am I experiencing all of these underlying thoughts right now? And it all comes from the practitioner. So I don't mean to freak you out, guys. I'm just saying that these things do happen, and it's up to us to be discerning when we do hire people to help us on our own ascension journey. And it's also up to us as a practitioner to listen when we receive negative feedback, to notice patterns, because ultimately the karma is huge, guys. Like, I wouldn't want to be this practitioner right now. And so what can we do if something did happen and now we're feeling like crap? Because this whole energy work thing, space, is a bit like the Wild West. Can people get injured? Yes. Is there some criminal negligence in that space? Yes. At certain times, yes, there is. But what can we do? What we can do is to educate ourselves and know that they are a council, the Council of Seven, who oversees all of these energetic interaction. And should we find ourselves in a situation where we're not happy with the service that we've received, we're not happy with the practitioner, we don't feel the practitioner are taking our concerns in a way that's seriously, and we feel that they should, we can call in this Council of Seven. Or we can even call to our guides and say, hey, I've witnessed something down here that I don't think it's right. I don't know what you can do on your end, but I feel this should be addressed on an energetic level, on an astral level, on a spiritual level. And this is what I did. I said, guys, like, I'm getting like weird phone calls here. Like, I don't like what's happening. What can I do? And that's when that was like, okay, write everything, you know, that you're not happy about. And I've expressed it loudly. Actually, I said it out loud and say, I'm not happy with this, I'm not happy with that. These are all the complaints that I have with this individual. And after that, this is where the Council of Seven show up. And I was like, who are you? And he explained to me who they were, a council who oversees these interactions, and that they were taking my concerns very seriously. Shortly afterward, I see a white dove, which is a symbol of peace. And it's very beautiful, the space. And I see there was a message that, yeah, like the Council of Seven had received the thing, but I could had received my complaint. But I also saw the practitioner's energy there and wanting to talk to me. And when I read the surface energy, this energy worker was pissed. They were so angry, and I was like, I'm not dealing with this anger. You have to go away. Like, go cool. I'm not talking to you like that. And I sent that person away. And that let me know that something happened in the ethers, and she must have got a memo somehow. Now, are we gonna go, like, let's say you do file a complaint with the Council of Seven. Does that mean that, oh, you're gonna watch this person fall from grace? No. You're probably not going to be hearing anything beyond that, because at this stage, it's up to us to disengage from this energy and be, okay, that happened, but I'm not going to give it any more power. It's time to step away. I trust that all of the ethers things are going to be okay, that things are being handled. And the way the Council of Seven might handle it is this: there's too many complaints. This person may get to see their crown chakra access revoked, certain their abilities revoke, and not being able to actually work in that space anymore, not have the energy conduit, and yeah, like have to go back in the 3D world, go get a job, no longer have the privilege to work with energy, like with other people energetically. Yes, so this is what I had for you today. I hope it was precise and concise, and if you feel that there's any more topics that I've mentioned or you would like more clarity on, please let me know in the comments. If you had any such experiences and this resonates with you, please let me know in the comments. If you love this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up or even consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of your day.